have a question. You said about the barbecued, burnt on the meat and the fried food. I just wanted to know, even with the rare cooked food and the blood being in it, and you depositing that in your system, will that have an effect as far as the blood, being in your system and going old?
So I haven't seen any studies that suggest that the uncooked, not uncooked, but the lightly cooked red meat is a risk factor. But the studies I have seen is the overcooked, the burnt red meat, and that's chicken, the steaks, lamb, and hot dogs and hamburgers, beef.
One of the things I would like to add is that what Dr. Kittle started by saying, I have not seen studies. Okay, that's the critical preface to these remarks, because there's a lot of things that have not been studied. And there are even more things that have not been studied in African Americans.
Correct.
So even though we believe in God we trust and all others must have data, we have to be very clear that the data, just because it isn't there, doesn't mean that that it's not a problem. So what I would say, and I would ask Dr. Kittles to comment on, of the things that we do know that fresh, good vegetables, good fruit, water, those kinds of things are things that do help us. Would you agree, Dr.?
Yeah, definitely, completely. And a nice, a green, what we call the green diet, vegetables, even uncooked vegetables, and water, a high water intake daily are important. And actually, meat isn't necessarily the best, whether it's cooked or not. But I was just saying, since I like steak, I've moved from burnt to medium. That's all.